Hi. 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 The name's Donnie. Welcome to the channel. We are here to discuss fatphobia and bullying. This is the topic of discussion today because a content creator known as Ezee decided to post this video.
Hi, excuse me, where's your plus sizes? Yes, plus sizes. Oh, you don't know?
We would only have them right here by the
Oh, okay. I'll go check.
I asked them where the plus sizes are, and she brought me this, and she said it's the biggest size they have. Can you believe that this is a 4X? Like, this is not plus size. My little sister can fit in this. It's 2026. Like, you companies need to do better. Like, this is discrimination, and I'm just tired of it.
Hell no, this didn't fit. No? No, and I also measured the doors, and I just want to say that they are absolutely way too small.
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't meet the regulations of actual plus size women. So if you guys can talk to the manager about that, I'd be happy.
You can talk the manager in the front.
Okay, thank you.
And
Oh, they didn't give me a ticket out in LA. Look at this meter. Look what it says. Sometimes I diet. Oh, okay. Y'all fat phobic, huh? They are fat phobic out here, just so y'all know. Fat phobic might as well just be homophobic.
This video has since been deleted by Ezee, but not before this became a trending topic on my For You page. So we have a lot to discuss today. Who is Ezee, you may ask?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I have to do some research when I get done with this interview.
Ezee is a bisexual stud advocate, a skit content creator, and a producer of a show about studs.
It's gonna be lit. I'm ready. I'm happy to bring this cast together, and hopefully y'all let it cast. Hey, listen, man. Welcome to the stud of Atlanta, gang. Clap it up for ourselves, gang. Clap it up. Y'all ready?
She is in fact the self-proclaimed popularizer of stud and or lesbian problem content. To familiarize yourself, here are some of her best works. Oh yeah. You thought we were just jumping right into the content, didn't you?
I know, I'm pissing everybody off tonight. That's my job.
Where's your water? I'm not letting up. I'm on ass all 2026.
Go get your water.
I'm on ass. For everyone that's stationed with their water ready to go, thank you for your hard work and dedication. Family sip. Cheers. Donnie, roll the clips.
Get your shit together. Those are your home boys. You like girls, women. Hey, look, fight it. I can throw it back to her. No, get it together. Come on.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It feel good chilling with the bro, man.
everything, bro. I really like die for you, bro. Everything.
I die for you too, because we bros for life.
Bros for life, bro.
Okay, homie. Nothing more. Nothing more. Nothing more. We just bros.
Yeah, shorty right there. She's thick.
She's super good. She's super good.
Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
How would they know?
So yeah, that's the general feel of Ezee's content. I don't watch any of Ezee's content. I personally don't relate to much of the content that Ezee posts, which is why I don't engage with it really. Every year or other year or so, Ezee does come across my feed for a controversial opinion, some slight drama. Besides today, the most tuned in I've ever been with Ezee is when I first created my TikTok account during the pandemic, and TikTok was like, oh, you like women? Well, here you go. And then proceeded to push the lesbian quadrupod onto my FYP, which consisted of Amber's Closet, the basketball lesbian, I think her name is Chrissy, the athletic lesbian, I don't remember her name, but she had locks, and Ezee. They all seem to be content creator friends that posted a lot of content together that I think was really popular at the time. During that time period, that was the most I've seen Ezee. Although her presence on the internet seems to be pretty big, I think I became most familiar with her through online discourse about her opinions or just about her in general. First thing I remember was the internet finding out that her girlfriend, now fiance, I think, is or was straight.
It was actually pretty tough once we started to be in the relationship. I've dated straight women before, you know what I'm saying? But she was actually the first girl I dated, and it was like, yo, like, it could be like, do I want this? Because she was not like into women. So I wasn't getting pleased, you know, for a while. You know what I'm saying? I understood that, but it was just like, dang, like, all right, like, when you gonna be gay?
At first, I feel like it was enough for her.
It was like, all right, this is lit. But it's like, all right, come on, when you gonna be gay? Like, so it was like, all right, I don't know if I could do this. You know what I'm saying?
To be clear, I never watched this entire episode. From what I know, they started off as best friends. During their friendship, Ezee had already identified as a lesbian and Natalie identified as straight. Somehow, some way, that progressed into a romantic relationship. And doing the research that I did do for this video today, I did realize that there are a lot of people who followed their story. So I'm sure someone could tell you their story a lot better than what I just did. But I was not and am not invested enough into their love life to get too deep into that. I do think there is a very specific kind of insecurity that lies within the woman who identifies as a lesbian, who only or primarily dates straight women. I won't get too much into it, but I have met lesbians like that. I fear they are fighting demons. At some point, they broke up, then got back together. There's what seems to be a podcast clip of them talking about this breakup.
I was seeking the feeling of feeling like I wanted you to want me. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be wanted. I wanted to feel like the prize.
I feel like me to want you, or you wanted the person to want you?
No. I wanted to be wanted. And let me break this down because a lot of people can probably relate to this. I felt like in the relationship we had come so far. You know, it was beautiful, it was nice, but I also felt like you were the prize, and you knew that the little minuscule times that we broke up, I was chasing you. I was always chasing you. You know what I'm saying? I chase you even when I know you wrong, because I felt like you are a prize. You are a queen. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like I was always, from my perspective, doing that. And I felt like the breakup was so detrimental to me, and my must-haves in this relationship was not being met. But I felt like taking that step and like, I need to be happy for myself. And those things aren't happening. But I feel like if she loses me, she don't give a fuck. That's what I was feeling. I literally was feeling like, yo, Natalie, I'm not a prize to her. I feel like if I walk out right now, she'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, that's what I was feeling. Okay. Versus where I knew if you walked out on me, like, nigga, my heart is breaking, I'm aching, and it just feels like that because I felt that before. So for me, that life that I was living while we were broken up, it wasn't necessarily like, oh yeah, we're the hoes, I'm looking for the hoes. It wasn't that. It was just like, damn, man, like, I'm not about to be chasing that. I'm not about to chase her. I always chase her, and it's always the Ezee gotta go kiss some ass. Ezee gotta go do this. Ezee gotta do that. And that's what my perspective I felt like. So it was just like, man, I want to be the prize. Fight for me. Fight for this love for me.
I think you can hear Ezee describing a bit about how insecurity played a role within the relationship. And I'm saying this because I don't think the things that Ezee described that she did during the first part of the relationship before the breakup are things that a secure partner would do. Either way, the dynamic of their relationship has led people to speculate that Natalie is gay for pay, still heterosexual. People question if she even likes Ezee. Ezee.
What's your favorite thing about me? I'm reading the comments, crazy. I love everything about you. Your scent.
My scent?
Mm-hmm.
Describe my scent to them.
It's like a little bit of must. No, I'm just playing. You don't like when I'm talking about how you smell, huh, baby? You can just ignore me?
You can't get mad that I feel away.
Do you actually feel away?
Even if I did, you can't get mad and talk about you're about to leave. What you should do is console me. Me and my fiance, now fiance, that y'all swore up and down was a fake relationship, only content couples for 5 years, bitch, and we've been knowing each other for 8. God damn, how long you gonna fake it? But because we fell in love with each other, and she was a straight woman, that can't fucking happen.
Again, I am not emotionally invested into this couple. I have no opinion on their relationship. In a lot of clips that I did see, they look like they're in a very happy and loving relationship. And if that's the case, I think that's great. After hearing about Ezee and Natalie's relationship, I didn't hear anything about Ezee again until the bisexual stud situation came up. I could not find the original clip, or maybe I just didn't look hard enough. I believe there was a stud who came out as bisexual. I don't know exactly because I could not find the full video that everyone was referencing. And I actually remember the bisexual stud conversation happening a couple times. I think once around 2021, 2022, and once in 2024. I don't know why it comes back around every couple of years, but I guess that's most things on the internet.
Yo, first and foremost, yes, I am a stud, bro. I dress like this, I look masculine. But what, studs, we can't be bisexual? We just can't be bisexual. It's not possible, okay? I'm in the grocery store. I'm looking at this dude. He looked back at me talking about, you got a problem? I'm like, who, me? He like, yeah, you got a problem? What is you staring at me for? And I'm like, damn, I'm a female. Hold up. And his homeboy come over talking about, yo, what's the issue? There's a problem here. Like, what's up? What's up? Like, they finna jump me or something. Meanwhile, little they know I'm over here thinking like, damn, he find this damn, his homeboy over there too. But I'm about to get my ass beat because I look like this. Let's normalize studs being bisexual. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I am bisexual. I'm just saying let's just normalize it because in the situation, in the events, if I'm looking at a guy, he don't think I'm about to try to fight him and he gonna beat my ass.
Ezee took the same stance not just once, but twice. That was in like 2022, I think. This clip is from 2024.
All right. Everybody hold their straps. Get your backpacks ready. I'm gonna be the one to let y'all know if a stud can be bisexual or not, all right? The ultimate stud, okay? I got you. I've been in this game probably since you was a jit, all right? I created or at least popularized stud problems, lesbian problems. So let me be the one to tell y'all, when I was creating content back in the day, it was only a handful of studs creating content. I was making specific content geared to the lesbian community, but I used to get a lot of backlash because I was so controversial to the lesbian/stud community because I would expose what was really happening in the community. And I didn't care. I was making fun of it. I'd be trolling. And I also used to make fun of studs be sneak picking. I'm just saying, that's what it was. We couldn't be too girly. We couldn't wear girl clothes. Like, shut the fuck up. Pipe down. We all got the same big skin or whatever other straps you got in your backpack. Studs are still girls. You feel me? They're still girls. Shut the It was like the studs were in an uproar. You're making us look bad. I don't care. I'm making content for me. And if it resonates with you, it resonates with you. So when it comes to this uproar of studs being bisexual that is going on my timeline, because the girlies are in a frenzy. There's so many letters added to the LGBTQ community. Why are people tripping if studs are smashing guys or not? Can studs be bisexual? I'm not gonna lie. I think studs can. I'm not bisexual. I can appreciate a fine man. I know I love women. I'm not sexually attracted to a man, but I can appreciate a fine man. So I feel like studs can be bisexual, especially with today's time. You got they, them. You got unidentified pronouns that's invited into the community. So why can't studs like men? At the end of the day, they still women. Studs is not a letter in the LGBTQ community. We made the word stud up. You feel me? So at the end of the day, a stud is a female. And if a female is in the LGBTQ community, which is bisexual, then that means a stud to me can be bisexual. Y'all let me know your thoughts. And I hear the studs are in an uproar right now. Let me know.
If you're like, oh, why is this an issue? This is a dumb conversation. Let me tell you. We'll spend a little time on this. A stud is often, if not always, defined as a black, masculine identifying lesbian. The reason I included often in the definition is because when I Google the term stud, LGBTQ meaning, Google says lesbian or queer. And the queer makes it not specific to lesbians. But when I took the time to skim through like 5 articles, they all advised that the term pertains to black, masculine identifying lesbians. There is an entire history about why being a stud pertains to black women specifically, as well as lesbians specifically. We won't get into that because that's not what this video is about in particular. So if you're interested in that history, please do your own research. So by definition, if you are a lesbian, you cannot also be bisexual. By definition, if you are a stud, which automatically incorporates being a lesbian, it would be incorrect to also apply bisexual to yourself.
I'm giving you the facts.
If somebody is in front of me and they told me that they identified as a bisexual stud, whoop-de-doo. That has nothing to do with me. There was a lot more discourse about the bisexual stud conversation because pushing the narrative that bisexual studs exist inherently erases the lesbian nature of being a stud and perpetuates the idea that lesbians aren't really lesbians and all it takes is the right guy or the right equipment or some really good game to get a lesbian to have a sexual encounter with a man or to date a man. Because if you can be a bisexual stud, that means as a stud lesbian, you could also like men. And someone might say, oh, that's not really that bad. You are still a woman. Well, yes, lesbians are still women, but they are women who identify as only being romantically and sexually involved with other women. So this can be harmful because that can lead to things such as coercion, which is Ezee, because a lot of men already don't take no for an answer when it comes to women who identify as heterosexual. If they already have in their head that a stud isn't a lesbian and just a bisexual, it just makes it a little easier for them to cross that threshold. As you can guess, a lot of studs were not okay with Ezee's way of framing the bisexual stud as a matter of fact.
Let's just clear this up right now to get the confusion off the table. There's no such thing as a bisexual stud. I don't give a what y'all got to say. I'm not finna argue. At the end of the day, a stud is supposed to be a lesbian. We don't even supposed to be attracted to men, right? We just dress like men, right? So why would you think it's okay for you to be liking men and you quote unquote in the lesbian community? And it's y'all that's out here putting in these heads that they can f with studs, that they even got a chance. And I don't get it. And don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with nobody that's bisexual. But it's when y'all put the stud word in front of it, it don't make sense. That cancels it out. You can't be a stud and bisexual. Studs are under the lesbian category. Studs do not like men. Studs dress like men. I don't know what that motherfucker stud had going on thinking that she can be bisexual. You can be bisexual, but you're just bisexual to each his own. You're not a stud no more. You're just bisexual. You're a girl that just likes to dress like a boy.
To be fair, there were studs that agreed with Ezee.
Why is it a problem if a stud is bisexual? I've been seeing this topic come up a lot. This is why being a stud is the most complicated personification in the gay community to be. There's so many rules that have no meaning. It's perfectly fine for everybody else to be bisexual. Ooh, but don't let a stud who's a woman be bisexual. Crazy. It shouldn't matter how we dress. We shouldn't have to wear briefs to prove that we're masculine, and we shouldn't have to wear a dress to prove that we're feminine. I'm treated like a boy because of the way I dress. But I'm conveniently a woman when it's of sexual nature. Make it make sense. One day you want to fight us like a man, the next you want to kiss us like a woman because we still got under that shirt. Y'all are the ones confused, not us. I should be able to look, dress, like, and act however I want, and you respect me the way I want to be treated.
The most recent drama with Ezee before she dropped this video was involving India Love and Brooklyn, 2 streamers that apparently stole Ezee's idea, according to her.
Took the whole fucking idea, left me on red. That shit made me... Somebody dropped the name. Y'all, bro, I just feel like
If I'm going to say it, I'm just going to say it because I'm at that point where I'm tired of it. Like, no cap, it was India fucking love in Brooklyn, bro. I hit up India and I literally DM'd her, left me on fucking red and did the DM. The whole stud video. That's what it was, period. Like, and it just hurt because it's like, I've been looking up, bro, I gave that shit pissed me the fuck off. Like, I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm like, what the fuck I'm holding back for? Like, I could give y'all 10 people that literally did the exact same thing, but I'm just like, this one really irked me. I'm a girl's girl, and it just fucking sucks. It's like, bro, my message, bro, I'm about to pull up that fucking message. The message I read to, bro, it was so fucking lit. It would have been like, cool if she like, yo, I ain't even gonna cap. Thank you for the idea, but you mind if I even do that with Brooklyn? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some shit like that. Like, or even brought me in on some shit. And even if it's just like, damn. I said, yo, the first thing I said, India, first off, I just want to say, hey, queen, I love how much you've impacted not only the culture, parentheses, LA, but impacted social media. You've inspired a generation of girls, and you mastered the art of setting your own trends. I would love to do a stream with you where I turn you into a stud, and then we test our sauce on some baddies. I'm currently growing on Twitch, and I would love to collab. If not, no hard feelings, because I know Twitch, you got to have big numbers, but hit me back if you're interested. P.S. I'm a bad in boy clothing, heart eyes, girl emoji, snapping.
The video idea in question, India and Brooklyn pretending to be studs. I didn't look too much into this. I do remember seeing the India Love and Brooklyn video on my FYP. I think I chuckled a little bit because India seemed to get really into her role.
I'ma touch me not, bro. I'ma touch me not, bro. Don't touch me nowhere, bro. You know what that is? I know you a baby stud and all that. I'm a what they call it? I'm a golden star stud. I ain't never had in my life. I don't even feel comfortable saying that word.
From what I could tell, India Love briefly addressed the issue of Ezee saying that she stole her content. She basically said she never saw the DM.
Now, there's some young lady that is a stud. I'm gonna go get the Bible right now, okay? You know I don't play about the Bible. I'm not putting my hand on the Bible and saying nothing. I've never seen that young lady a day in my life. I've never heard of her. I've never seen nothing of her. And people, like, she's a known person. I ask people, like, you know, what does she do? But basically, somebody went on the internet and said that Brooklyn and I, but mostly me, because I guess they said they DM'd me on Instagram. Okay? So, should I not talk about this? Like, don't, huh? Leave it? Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't even know who that person is at all. So let's just leave it there. And I've never seen nothing. Nobody has ever DM'd, like, nothing. Yeah, so don't even clip that. That was just, for me, I'm talking to my best friend on the phone. It was a moment.
I only saw this drama as I was doing a little bit of research for the video, so I'm not sure if there was any back and forth about this, but it does seem as though Ezee's initial response to what India Love had to say was a bit harsh.
She playing chess, not checkers. You feel me? But I'm a girl's girl, so I'm not finna sit here and be like, yeah, you knew, like, yeah, you, like, there's no point of that, because she's saying what she's saying. Do I honestly feel like she didn't see it? No, I feel like you left me on red. That's exactly what it was. You left me on red.
And then she backtracked.
Whether it is true, whether it isn't true, that's just what I felt at the moment, and I think that I was very emotional, which I stated, but I shouldn't have came at you like that, especially not knowing you. You feel me? Telling you that I shouldn't have came off, you know, emotional or whatever, and I don't want you to think that I don't believe you or whatever. I had just felt in that moment that I was like, well, I literally look at messages all the time. You know what I'm saying? I literally see messages all the time, and it could say accept or deny. You feel me? And it still shows to the person that it looks like it's unread, but you can still read it. You feel me? So I just want to say, Miss India Love, I apologize.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a thing. But overall, Ezee and her content have been critiqued for being corny, going for low-hanging fruit, seeking male validation, misrepresenting the lesbian community, and generally being regarded as less than funny.
She can't think of nothing else to get fucking attention besides pandering to men and making fun of other women. And just for the record, Ezee is not a lesbian. We do not claim her. Never have. She's been doing these corny ass skits since the beginning of time. Mind you, she was always making skits about like men and her homeboys and weird shit before she came out as a lesbian. And once she came out as a lesbian, she never stopped. Mind you, she's also dating a straight woman. You gotta coerce a straight woman to date you, and the only reason she dates you is for the money and the clout? Please.
That being said, she is relatively popular. She has millions of followers across all her platforms. Obviously, she's been successful enough to have a career in social media for years. I will give credit where credit is due. It would seem to me that she has contributed to giving Black, mask, or stud lesbians a voice in the social media content creating space. Hear me clear, I am saying she contributed. I'm not saying she's the only content creator that has done such. Big ups Jade Fox. Does anyone remember iHeartBeat? Was it iHeartBeat or just Heartbeat? I don't know. Amber's Closet. Those were the OGs that I remember for like Black, lesbian, queer things. With credit given and out the way, Ezee's yearly controversy came early in 2026. People immediately thought of a very specific creator.
Influencers and celebrities have got to stop dropping clothing lines and saying they're size inclusive when they stop at a 3X. A 3X isn't size inclusive. If you want to be size inclusive, talk to fat people.
Samyra is a polarizing artist, advocate, content creator, and model. Samyra's activism primarily focuses on plus size inclusivity. It seems as though people either really love Samyra or really dislike Samyra. Or if they were neutral about her at some point, they came to dislike her.
You cannot make this up. Macy's couldn't find a plus size mannequin, so they literally dressed the skinny mannequin like this to stretch the...
How about you get up there and be the plus size mannequin? Why don't you model the plus size clothes? How you mad at the mannequins because they're in shape? Listen, this whole new year, for all the big people out there, I still love y'all, but you gotta stop expecting people to instead of asking why isn't there a plus size mannequin, how about you ask yourself, why do people eat Chipotle bowls with hot Cheeto puffs? How about you ask yourself, why do people take up 2 seats when they sit down? How about you ask yourself, why do people need a deep fried Oreo with strawberry cheesecake and ice cream on top? Start asking yourself those questions and stop asking the mannequins why they aren't plus size.
Now, what made people think of Samyra, in my professional opinion, people did not think of Samyra because of the makeup or the really bad prosthetics, but because of the parallels between this skit and some of Samyra's content, as well as the sort of bold, brash nature of the character that Ezee created.
Hi, excuse me. Where's her plus sizes? Yes, plus sizes. Oh, you don't know.
I personally think the work that Samyra is doing is very important and very valuable, especially because intersectionality is very real. If all of us as people are not respected and valued, then none of us as people are respected and valued. And if you ask me, that is currently being demonstrated in a very specific way in the US right now. I don't think she's as obnoxious as people make her out to be. But to be fair, even if she is, if you're advocating for something, most of the change that you're going to see is not going to come from being passive. I find a lot of her content to be educational and eye-opening. After being on her page for quite a while, it did make me self-reflect. I thought about things that I've said or done that may be fatphobic, whether I'm meaning to be or not. Even when it comes to how I speak or think about myself, I've definitely come to realize I've been fatphobic before, not necessarily on purpose, but it definitely has happened. And now I can be more mindful of that. A lot of people just don't like her delivery.
Ari, let's be real. I don't like you. I'm not your bestie. In fact, I think you actually might hate me since you constantly make a mockery of size inclusivity.
I don't even mind the delivery as long as it's getting delivered to the right people. FedEx it, Amazon, UPS, deliver it. It needs to be delivered. Samyra's comments, on the other hand, are filled with fatphobia and constant bullying. I really do applaud Samyra for keeping up her advocacy because the things that people say about her are kind of crazy. The amount of hate that she gets is really hard to understand, but if I had to put a reason on why people give her so much hate, I would think it's because she doesn't hate herself. I think people come to expect a certain amount of humility based off whatever societal standard they feel as though you're not meeting. I think people expect Samyra to not feel comfortable in her body and not act as though she is beautiful or pretty or talented or very intelligent. She, from my understanding, is a Harvard graduate. And so when she does come across as confident, I do think maybe it puts people off. I'm not justifying that. That is just, if I had to give a reason, that's the only thing I could come up with. I don't think that there's anything wrong for advocating, not only for herself, but for others. But in response to Ezee's video, people who don't like Samyra even thought it was too much.
Ezee put on that fast suit and impersonated Samyra. Oh my fucking gosh. They are dragging her. I think we taking this Samyra thing a little too far now, y'all. I think we gotta chill just a little bit.
As I mentioned before, Ezee did take the video down, but not before violently defending her position.
The big girl's gonna be mad tomorrow, watch. That's what I've been doing all day, child. I need y'all to go crazy.
Black women are so sensitive, especially big black women in this day and age.
Like, whenever you make a joke, that joke is at the expense of somebody. You just gotta have the sense of humor to take it or not. My point was like, it's a character. I played a character in my last video. It was one action. More than, but the big girls, because of the insecurity of a lot of big women being big, that's what they was like, well, shit. Because you made fun of big jokes, even though a lot of us don't even like the girl that you're coming for, because a lot of people said that too. It was like, oh, but we don't rock with her. But the fact that you made fun of big girls, I'm like, what? That's how you know, like, we as black women don't always have to be, like, not all of us, but it's just like, y'all be ready to rally up about the wrong things. You know?
Hey, we said the big girls is big mad. I said, I have bigger fish to fry. I said, I don't think it's a big deal is. I am not in it. Come on, Erica.
Explain the joke. I don't have to explain the joke. The fucking joke is the video. That's the joke. You know what I'm saying? But you guys, it's literally the inspiration was Norbit. The inspiration was Norbit, right? You get out the car. That was my inspiration for when I made the video, right? I'm getting out the car. I'm the what's it called? The steering wheel. I'm honking it with my titties or whatever. Y'all seen Norbit? Like, y'all seen Norbit. If you ain't seen Norbit, like, you know what I'm saying? That was inspiration for that. And of course, I grabbed inspiration from some crazy videos that I've seen to where it's like, girl, now you know that, like, come on, the parking meter, bitch, niggas ain't fatphobic, bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like certain people take everything so serious. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like some of the stuff that I put in the video was definitely inspiration. And I added to the video because it's like sometimes I feel like people just go too far for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
I do think if someone asked you to explain the joke, that does indicate within itself your joke didn't land well. When I saw the original video though, it had over 15,000 likes. So a large group of people did in fact think the video was funny. Overall, I thought the video was just mean-spirited. The prosthetics were done very poorly, and I don't know if they were done poorly on purpose as like an aesthetic choice, or she just didn't get a good prosthetic makeup artist. But I do think the prosthetics not being good kind of put some emphasis on this character being perceived as negative. And then with there being, to me, obvious parallels between the skit and Samyra's content, I would consider it a targeted skit. I don't know if Ezee said it directly, but there were a lot of people mentioning that Ezee did not say Samyra's name or that she was specifically talking about Samyra. And I do want to point that out because I did just do a whole video about how Doechii did not say Aiden Ross's name in her song. So I'm not going to ignore that fact. She did say that she took some inspiration from Norbit and from some people that she's seen online, but I will not disregard the fact that she did not mention Samyra's name. What I will do is just show you some clips from Ezee's video and show you some clips from Samyra's content and let you form your own opinion.
Hi, excuse me. Where's her plus sizes? Yes, plus sizes. Oh, you don't know.
We literally have them right
here by the
Okay. I'll go tap.
I need help. I was looking for the plus size jeans, but those aren't plus size jeans. I saw
You
ladies
don't need no plus size jeans.
Listen.
What the hell?
No, but that I was like, okay, ladies plus, but then it's a size 2.
All right, come on. Come on, I'll help you.
All right, thank you. Right there.
Oh.
It say plus.
Those skinny girls.
I know it ain't for me.
I'm asking lady though.
Okay, thank you.
Come on.
Okay. There's no plus sizes. Oh, right here. Maybe we should move the sign.
I asked them where the plus sizes are, and she brought me this, and she said this is the biggest size they have. Can you believe that this is a 4X? Like, this is not plus size. My little sister can fit in this. It's 2026. Like, you companies need to do better. Like, this is discrimination, and I'm just tired of it.
So everything that I'm trying on today is an XL, which once again is the biggest size they carry in store. Ciao. So we're trying on this blue set. It looked a little stretchy, and I was feeling a little cheetah-licious, so I got this set, and then this little slip dress. Let's start with the cheetah. I don't think it's going up anymore. It says embrace everything about you. We'll see if these clothes embrace everything about me.
This didn't fit.
No?
No, and I also measured the doors, and I just want to say that they are absolutely way too small.
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't meet the regulations of actual plus size women. So if you guys can talk to the manager about that, I'd be happy.
You can talk the manager in the front.
Okay, thank you.
And
Is there an apparel manager that I could speak to?
I can call a manager, but I'm not sure if there would be apparel.
That's fine. I'm not too sure if you have so much influence over the apparel section, but it says ladies plus, but none of the plus sizes are over there. You know, as someone who wears like a 26 or 24, like I had to go around and search for the other corner, and so you know I really think that that's just causing a decrease in sales that is unfortunate. And I came here 2 days ago. I thought maybe it was an accident, a stocking error, but it seems like that's the way it's laid out. It's just misleading. It's impossible to find the plus sizes, and nothing in this middle section is plus size.
They done gave me a ticket out in LA. Look at this meter. Look what it says. Sometimes I diet. Oh, okay. Y'all fat phobic, huh? They are fat phobic out here, just so y'all know. Fat phobic might as well just be homophobic.
Why is there diet culture on the parking meters? Why do we have on the parking meters, sometimes I diet, don't feed me on the following holidays? Why are we promoting fat phobia and diet culture even on the parking meters in LA? It gets to a point. It really does get to a point. This is an issue and this needs to be fixed. West Hollywood, this is actually disgusting.
So, yeah.
Putting on a fat suit, prosthetics, and a wig to make a video to mock me is deeply disturbing and deeply fatphobic. And that's all I have to say.
I'm gonna say I have to agree with Samira. Even through the lens of comedy, who or what is this skit for? Was it to laugh at fat people? Was it for people who think being fat is funny? Was it to laugh at Samira? I mean, everything that I could think of is either disturbing or fatphobic. I even thought maybe it's to laugh with fat people, but you're no longer someone who some people may consider fat. And to my knowledge, when you weren't making these type of skits. And I would think when you had some more weight on you, that would be more of the time where you would relate to content like this. I'm sure you would have maybe posted about it like you have with your other lived experiences of being a lesbian. So I'm not even sure you would have thought that this skit was funny back then. And maybe I'm wrong. There was only so much Ezee content that I could consume before I had to stop. I know I saw Ezee say that her content is very diverse in nature and there's so much of it. So maybe I just missed if she has done a similar skit to this before. Someone can let me know. I'm not saying any of this to say that Ezee is a bad, fatphobic, awful human being. I don't know Ezee and there are plenty of people who love her and enjoy her content. What I am saying is that this video was a display of fatphobia, and if it was targeted, also a display of bullying. Since the video dropped and has been taken down, Ezee has explicitly stated that she is not fatphobic.
I've said it already. I'm not fatphobic. Okay? I'm not. If you want to be mad, that is on you. You gotta let that anger sit with you. You gotta harp on those low vibrations. I don't have to lie to myself. I don't have to lie to you. I don't have to lie to a community.
I'm not fat phobic. And just because I've lost a lot of weight doesn't mean I'm fat phobic. My entire existence on TikTok does not revolve around anything but comedy. It's a mix and it's so diverse that anybody can take it as, well, it's at the expense of somebody, because that's what a joke is. That's the real explanation of a joke. I'm sorry that you might want to spew that on me. I'm sorry that you might feel that you want me to be so bad, but I'm not. And I know you want it to fit your narrative. I know some of you guys want it to feel like a narrative of, oh, we got another one. My whole existence is to call fat phobia out. And I dedicate my life for this. If you are an advocate of something, or if you are this or you are that, you can't advocate for one thing. I feel like you can't advocate for bullying and then be a bully.
I think if fat people themselves are saying what you said is fat phobic, they will probably know what they're talking about. That's just my guess. I'm not saying that every fat person or big person everywhere was offended by the video. I'm sure there were plenty that were not. I'm just saying, if there's a large portion of a marginalized group saying, hey, this was offensive, then
maybe it was offensive.
Or if people in your own community were like, hey, my good sis, this ain't it, then maybe it wasn't it. That's all I'm saying. After watching quite a few of Samyra's videos and being made aware of how ingrained fat phobia is into our society, I would say most of us are likely more fat phobic than we think. And I think it's okay to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge that in order to be able to put effort into unlearning fat phobic behaviors or any type of learned behavior, inherent biases, in order to be making an effort to reverse that way of thinking. And even if you decide that you don't like Samyra, two things can be true at once. You can not like Samyra and still support her advocacy of plus size inclusivity. And Samyra's doing very well. She's being flown across all these places to model. She's had all types of sponsorships. She's great. She's golden. She doesn't necessarily need anybody to defend her. So I'll just commend her for the work that she's doing. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. Thank you for watching. Thoughts, comments, questions, concerns? Do you feel like it wasn't that deep? Did you laugh at Ezee's video? Is everyone being too sensitive? Were you offended? And even your thoughts on Samyra. That's it. That's all I got. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things, please. Love you. Bye. Samyra, I saw that you play pickleball. If you want to give some lessons, I could use some pickleball lessons. I like pickleball.